That um love that you pinned it. Oh, let me guess. Did he make the argument about MLK slash Malcolm X being different types of advocates? Because I've seen him make that argument where he said
Hmm.
they're ultimately bad for the cause. Is that what they're talking about?
No, that he was a social justice warrior, or like he was a social, he believed in social justice. Bro was mansplaining a lot of things to me, but I was just letting it slide. He said that I seem so chill and reasonable. Like, you think that only because I want you to think. I kind of worked
Uh,
in the importance of upholding the highest ethical standard as a mandatory reporter into that conversation. Um,
on what platform was this?
Discord.
Oh, was this the politics one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sad, but I'm so thrilled you got up there. What was the topic about, and how did you manage to get anything out of value?
Mandy
How
Bear,
did you
and
manage to
how
slide
he
anything
said
in?
that women who say they would rather die
That
than.
was the topic?
That's what I started talking to him about, yeah. And then I just started
Oh,
yapping and kept the
okay.
conversation going for about 45 minutes.
But what was the actual topic? Like how did he allow you
Um,
to talk about
I asked
anything
him,
related
I
to that?
screenshotted what my original question was that made him.
Well, no, no, not your original question. What was he there for? What was the
Oh,
debate? What was
Q&A.
the Oh, just another Q&A. Interesting. Bold of him to be going around doing all these Q&As.
He didn't even pick up on the fact that my diss about mandatory reporting.
This is such a shame. So he didn't spot you as being someone who knew all about what was going on with him?
I played nice.
No, that's a smart thing to do. That was definitely the right play.
I was like, no, I'm being so genuine. I just want to talk about grape culture. I saw your video with Mandy Bear and I have questions.
I can't believe you managed to get away with it, but I'm super excited about watching it.
I asked him, you've spoken about SJWs in a very negative context on live, but do you believe there are any positive outcomes from social justice? And then I asked him, how do you think grape culture is actualized in 2024, if at all, from a social sciences standpoint? Do you know what this man said to the second question I raised? I don't
I
think
need
grape
to know.
culture exists in the US. That was
He
his
did
answer.
not.
He's like, believe it or not. And I was like, I fucking believe it because everything that you've said to me over the course of this conversation indicates someone that would hold that belief.
I Shubri messaged me saying that they got it all on tape. I am beyond thrilled to have that on tape because, like, I think we all knew that because he believes that women are in. Let me be clear. He believes women gain power from validation of their victimhood, and he believes that that also harms men. And so I'm not surprised in the least that he has that point of view. It's just mind blowing to me he'd be disgusting and stupid enough to say it publicly. I'm so excited to watch this video. In fact, if Russ doesn't show his bald head in here, then we may just have Shubity come up and play the whole goddamn video. Shubity, if you can get it up on YouTube and send a link, I don't mind playing it for the repeat either today or tomorrow. By the way, that's not peeing. That's me pouring out water. Just in case anyone was hearing that, I just realized in the background. Um, that if you want to get that up on YouTube and send me the link, it's definitely something I'd be super eager to play sometime this week because I think the more people know his points of view, the less people will hopefully be able to defend them. Although he's so outrageously arrogant that he just doesn't think anything he says could be wrong. So maybe I shouldn't be so optimistic.
He did say that he worded his previous point wrong about that women who say that they would rather die than be raped um, don't actually nobody actually believes that. But he wouldn't concede.
Did
Like
he
he literally,
apologize?
I don't know. He literally would not concede on any point, even though he was agreeing with me. I was yapping a lot to just keep the man talking, TBH. But my understanding was he conceded with basically everything I said, but then was like, nah, no, I don't.
I'm not surprised. Jerry, this was not in a live. This was in a Discord live, a Discord voice call in the politics server. And it sounds like it was a big miss because it's great someone finally got to talk to him. I assume you were the only person who managed to ask like real questions.
um, that were interesting, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, meaning on point for stuff we would care about.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. I'm beyond happy. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it.
He kept
Um,
comparing Man v. Bear to immigrants coming over the border with Fent.
huh?
I didn't get the analogy either, and he wouldn't stop using it.
He's just one of the most stupid people. Like that's what drives me nuts is I can't believe people, including myself, thought that he wasn't an idiot. Genuinely, I can't believe we didn't know he was an idiot. Um, I just want to, since you're up here, let me ask your opinion. Um, Let me show you the conversation I had with this guy, give you the context, and then ask for your opinion while we're waiting for this billiard ball to join us. Let me get the screen right. Oh, Grace is in the request. Sorry, Grace. All right, give me 1 second.
Irish, real quick.
Yep.
Um, there's really nothing to see in the video because it's just, there's nothing to see. So, can Shibidi just play the audio?
Yeah, maybe not right now though, but
Okay.
like, yeah, sometime. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. All right, so I'm gonna show you. This guy here goes by the name Big Daddy, and Big Daddy Russ is one of the people fiercely supporting Nixie. And it's not that he's simply been supporting Professor Nixie. The bigger problem, more so, is that he's been engaging in horrible grape culture rhetoric while defending his boy. And so I wrote him what I thought. Actually, let me change this so we can read this a little bit better. Dooby-dooby-doo. Great. So I thought this was one of my nicer messages. There were too many folk in that live. Let's go live tomorrow to talk one-on-one. I'll give you a chance to speak your mind freely, so long as you let me. I don't want to be unfair or push false allegations, but there's also a ton of stupid shit you said. So let's talk one-on-one so folk can hear both of us have to say. Yes? Question mark. His response. His response. You not having the foresight to vacate the panel and do it right there is your shortcoming. I really don't think you quite have the mental fortitude to stand up to me in a one-on-one. Ask around, swim champ. I will get you upset. And the way I'm always winning, maybe he meant to say, and the way I'm always willing to do it is something you absolutely do not want your fan base to see. It absolutely will not go the way you think it will. Furthermore, I'm more than a bit suspicious of anyone hosting the trendy, I want to be clear, schmexual harassment and schmexual assault is what he's referring to as the trendy subject matter, just for views. I personally feel you're surrounding yourself with these women with the worst intentions. My suggestion is to F off somewhere I can't see and stay there. My response. Mental fortitude? Aren't you the roid head who laid hands on his wife during a public live? That was you, right? I think I can handle you in a debate, especially as it appears you only have experience manhandling women. Could it be you're projecting when you suggest I don't have what it takes to debate you in a live? Because I'm right here, ready to debate. Where are you at? To which he responded, did you just suggest or state that I put hands on my wife? Where do you live? I'll come directly to you. never met anyone from New York that was at all worth an F. What are we going to debate? Your intentions pertaining to your such behavior and inability to create? Kid, you're a fucking news reporter. Sit down. Okay? So, what am I referring to? By the way, can someone in the comments, who is the kindest person in the comments right now? It used to be Brussels. It's not anymore. Let me see. Hang on. I think Gemini is kind of kind. Let me see who else is kind of kind.
That's not true. I was so nice to Peterson despite my urge to literally give him a Colombian necktie. So
That's my point, Colombian necktie. My point is you're no longer a kind person, Brussels. We've beaten that out of you. I'm sorry to break it to you. In here right now, there's not a lot of kind people. Stephanie, you're kind. Gemini, you're kind. Cheez-It, you're kind. Amy Cook, you're kind. Kat, you're kind. Luna, you're kind. So here's my, okay, and Nico, you're kind as well. Here's my question. Without saying it, is it ableist, yes or no? I just need to know in the comments, is it ableist, yes or no? Shut up, Dana. You're not a kind person. Is it ableist, yes or no? And is there someone who can give me an ableist pass? Yes? Really? This is for literally, purely scientific purposes only that I'm asking this question. This is me trying to not be ableist.
It's
Asking the question, is it ableist? Yes, it is ableist. All right.
So I am the nice one, Irish. That's a birthmark, correct?
Yes.
yeah.
I
it's a
mean,
birthmark. It looks to be.
I could. I.
I assume.
It
Yeah.
feels more like body shaming.
Oh,
Now I
we
know why
body
he
shame all the
didn't pick
time.
me.
I think that, like, I literally have NF1, right? Which
Oh,
is
this is a great question. Is it body shaming or ableism? I love this.
so I have NF1, which causes you to have like birthmarks all over your body. Is an actual condition that would make it ableist, but this is just a port wine stain, which is not related to any sort of physical condition. So I would
I
say
didn't
it's
say
body
that.
shaming.
Can I try
Go for
here?
it. Go for it, Tate.
Yeah, this is not ableism. Yes, body shaming, because is that birthmark a disability for him? Is that birthmark keeping him from anything?
It's keeping him from getting laid on a regular basis, I guarantee.
Incel kind of, that's not, I don't think that's a disability yet.
I think it doesn't matter because Brussels has something adjacent, so she can be the vocalizer of anything I may want to
That's
say.
what I'm saying. I can give you the pass. I'm saying that it's body shaming.
I can't take a pass because that's not fair, but I'll let you say whatever you want if he joins. However,
I
this
think this man looks like a walking ad for ACE inhibitors. He needs to
I-
have his blood pressure checked
I am
ASAP.
disabled. So I can't be ableist. But I'm just gonna, that's definitely just not a disability. So
Oh, well, let me be clear. I'm disabled and I can definitely be ableist. So I don't think just because someone's disabled doesn't mean we can't be ableist.
well,
I think
when
we
I,
can definitely be
when I
ableist.
say that, let me clarify, I guess. It's more of a situation of like punching down. Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh, good point.
we can punch our neighbors, right? We can punch the person next to us and turn against
I mean,
our
he's
own.
literally given me a target to do so. So I
Oh
feel
no,
like he's asking for
yeah,
it.
he's totally not. He's fair game.
Like, honestly, if I look a little closer, is that not literally an X marks the spot? Like, he's literally asking to be.
I thought it
So
looked like a ball sack in a
It looks like pork
a
chop.
phallic
over here.
object person.
how about you guys tell me, was I unfair in characterizing this person as a roid head who laid hands on his wife? Because false allegations, they're not helpful. So I'm going to play this video and you guys are going to tell me whether or not my characterization of this man is fair or not. All right, here, let's go to the videotape. It's 3 minutes.
Just say something.
Let's
Yes.
mute.
None of you motherfuckers motherfuckers have the balls to say what the fuck he actually did?
Talking about Nixie accused
Come
of
the fuck
sexual
up and
harassment.
tell me. You fucking soft ass fuck. You're the reason why fucking men can't be trusted in the goddamn woods on a fucking camping trip. You fucking soft bitch.
Yes, women who report sexual harassment are the reason why.
The fuck is he gonna add to my fucking life that I don't already know or haven't fucking been through? Do you know what it's like to stand there for a fucking woman and actually beat the living shit out of her spouse because he beat the fuck out of her? I bet the fuck you don't. But I've got an arrest record in the state of Tennessee.
Nobody's surprised.
Shit that proves I will fucking cave somebody's head in if they're mean to a woman.
So I just want to be super clear to interject for a moment, just because
unalive himself.
that would be.
Sorry.
He, just to be really clear, a person who says, I love and support women, and then uses proof that they go beat up guys who hurt women, the questions I would ask is, did the woman ask you to do that? Did you wonder whether or not that man would now go back and beat up that woman as a result of what you did? Did you in one moment consider the woman who you were quote unquote protecting when you decided to use your anger and rage in order to beat up another guy? And the answer is no. I guarantee that woman didn't say, please go beat up that guy for me. I guarantee it.
He looks like he would cave a man's head in for a Chick-fil-A gift card.
So let me keep playing, because when I said lay hands on a woman, I don't think it's unfair. Let me keep playing.
And you're gonna tell me that you've known about this fucking long? And I'm just learning about your fucking name today?
Now what he's getting upset about is that there's one guy, Deep Sky, who's a great guy, that a number of women felt safe to come to and talk to about this issue. And that Deep Sky remained silent about this issue because the women asked him to remain silent. And Russ is getting angry at that guy based upon the fact that he believes that guy had an obligation to tell everyone, even though all of the women asked him not to. Oh, I spaced out. I didn't recognize your username in here. I spaced out in the comments, and Deep Sky Dude. Both of them are great dudes. And here's how you know. A number of women came to them and described to them the sexual harassment and intimidation that Nixie was doing. And they asked these guys to be quiet. And Russ is right now shouting at that guy. So I'm going to keep playing and ask you, is this a man you want your wife, you want your sister, your mother, or any woman being around?
Where the fuck have you been?
Can you muzzle your dog for me? Now.
That's I spaced out.
Hey, you eat a fucking dick.
Right there.
Bitch.
No.
Hey, no.
No.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Muzzle my
Let me hear it.
dog.
Hang on.
Bitch, you don't.
I'm going to go back.
You want it? Hey,
No.
hey, no.
No.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Muzzle my
Let me hear it.
dog. Bitch, you don't fucking.
That is a
Let me
woman
hear it.
managing a
This fucking
dog.
world is too fucking small for a soft ass fuck like you.
Let me hear him.
And then she can't control him, so she literally leaves the house.
How many women have come out to you, Russ?
Hey, no, you're not talking to Russ. You're talking to me.
All right. How many
You're
women
gonna
have
make
come out
these
to him?
accusations.
No. I'm not making accusations. I'm asking a question.
You answer.
How many women?
You know, stop. You know the fucking number. You tell us.
0? Is it 0? Why don't women trust you, Russ? Why did 6 come to me and 0 came to you? Why did 6 ask me to keep this quiet because they were afraid of him and nobody came to
All
you?
right, stop it. God damn it. Let me talk. Then
What
go
was
the
that?
fuck someplace else. That stupid motherfucker's telling me that women are victimized and they're telling him to be quiet? You lying fucking sack of shit.
What I want to know is why did all these women just come to you
Oh, she's just as
and not
bad.
go to authorities, not go to Snapchat? They all chose to just come to you, and you kept it to yourself.
Didn't help any of them. Not one.
No, he dropped down. He couldn't even stay up here. couldn't even stay up here and defend his actions. He dropped down. Stand by my previous statement. Fucking pussy.
Maybe I'm remembering his name wrong.
I want to be clear. There's three men who've been defending Nixie hardcore: Baron, Russ, and Gen X. And while a lot of people feel bad for Russ's wife will say, "Don't feel bad for me. I love my husband." And Russ's wife will at the same time. Kristen, you dropped, right? No one dropped you, right? I hope no one dropped you.
Yeah. Anybody drop Kristen?
And so I understand people having empathy for the wife. I do get it. I believe in a continuum that at some point people who are victimized end up becoming the perp. And the way that this wife was talking about victims of Nixie was grotesque. And, you know, what I see here is a woman who is very much used to having to manhandle her husband because her husband has extreme rage issues that she has to deal with in a physical way. What she reminds me of, frankly, is, has anyone else seen the videos? There's this mom on TikTok who has an older child who's probably 16, but he's very large. He looks like he's 6 foot, 300 pounds, and he's got severe autism. Has anyone ever seen this video? It's not a video. She does videos a lot showing how physical her son is, and her son does regularly hit her due to the autism. And it's a horrible situation. People who deal with people who've got autism and dementia deal with this kind of thing on a regular basis, that people who are lovely people who just have mental illness are unable to control themselves. However, what you see in those people, the caregivers, is a desensitization to the violence and that they go into manage mode. And the way that this woman is reacting, I have no doubt she has seen him violently have those outbursts where she has had to physically control him on a regular basis. And just to point out, and I spaced, I do want you to talk, don't get me wrong, but I just want to point out, this is why it's disingenuous for this man to be having this reaction. This is me saying to him, there's too many folk in that live, let's talk one-on-one. I don't want to push unfair, false allegations, but you said a lot of stupid shit. So let's talk one-on-one. To which he then tried to puff his chest because he's a little small man. You not having the foresight to vacate the panel and do it right. There is your shortcoming. Not spelt right. I really don't think you quite have the mental fortitude to stand up to me in a one-on-one. Ask around, swim champ. Is that a term? I will get you upset, and the way I'm always will to do it is something you absolutely do not want your fan base to see. It absolutely will not go the way you think it will. Furthermore, I'm more than a bit suspicious of anyone hosting the quote-unquote trendy subject matter of schmexual assault and schmexual harassment just for views. I personally feel you're surrounding yourself with these women for the worst intentions. My suggestion is F off somewhere I can't see you and stay there. To which I responded, mental fortitude? Aren't you the roid head who laid hands on his wife during a public live? That was you, right? I think I can handle you in a debate, especially as it appears you only have experience manhandling women. Could it be you're projecting when you suggest I don't have what it takes to debate you in a live, because I'm right here ready to debate where you at? To which he responds, did you just suggest or state, I put my hands on my wife? Where do you live? I'll come directly to you. No, you won't. You don't have the money or the mental fortitude to come find me. But I don't think it's unfair to say, yes, you put hands on your wife in that video. So go ahead. I spaced out, just for context again, I spaced out Deep Sky Dude in the comments are the two guys that a large number of women came to who were being sexually harassed, intimidated, and pressured by Nixie. And I spaced out specifically was asked not to go into details about what was happening with people in advance because the victims asked them not to. And the video I just showed was Russ shouting at I spaced out and getting irate at I spaced out. So go ahead, I spaced out.
Hey everybody. I'm not saying that you should rewind the video and go back to the part where I, asked him, why don't women trust you? But maybe after this live, if you want to review that part,
We're
watch
just
how
going to be
she's
replaying it.
okay. If you go back to that part where she's looking at Russ and I ask, why don't women trust you, Russ? She snaps her head back to the camera at me, and you can tell in her eyes, not that she's scared, but she knows something is about to go down. That she knows that he is sensitive to that. And I believe it's, this is speculation. I'm not insinuating that he is a violent person, but I believe that this is something of kind of a sore subject. He maybe he witnessed abuse in the past, because I mean he did allude to having to, stand up for a woman and cave some other dude's head in.
Well, yeah, you don't have to
Right.
insinuate it. He admitted to it.
Right. Well, no, I mean, what I'm insinuating is that, and I don't know if it was out of fear or out of concern or out of, you should not have said that. I'm not sure which one of those it was. It could have been a mix of all three, but definitely she has seen this man become unhinged before. And I'm pretty sure over similar verbiage. Otherwise, that reaction, I don't think would have ever, if that had never happened in the past, her attention would have stayed on her husband.
So we've talked about this, and we talk about it a lot on these lives, that the men who consider themselves the protectors are usually the men who don't protect, and are usually the ones who are doing the bad stuff. And part of that is the story, you maybe not have been here, when he talked about the guy he beat up. We were talking about the fact that men often get to brag about protecting women based upon going and beating up the bad guy. But those same men very rarely ask the women, do you want me to go do that? Or consider the harm that may come to the women as a result of doing that. And Russ, to me, is the quintessential performative person who likes to act and probably thinks in his own head that he's the good guy, when in fact he's very likely the perp, and or making things substantially worse for those around him. Which is why I think it's probably a trigger. There's no doubt in my mind he considers himself the hero, when he very clearly is not. What I am going to do, since he hasn't come in yet, and I'm hoping he does, I doubt he will, there's a whole 10-minute video. I haven't watched the whole video, but I am kind of curious to see where it goes. What do you guys think? Should I play the whole video? Like, are you guys game for a 10-minute video of watching Russ? Because part of it is recognizing the type of men who are supporting Nixie, but then also recognizing the grape culture myths that they're perpetuating and engaging in so defending Nixie, because they're all over the place. Thoughts? Boring? Yes? No? Maybe?
I think we should watch it.
It looks like they're, in the comments, they're just saying go for it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't able to look at the comments. Sorry. All right. So let me get the 10-minute one. I'm after zooming in so that this should be relatively decent. What I will say is, to the people in the comments, you guys were doing a good job doing trigger warning, which I should have done beforehand, which I was stupid. I forgot to. If you guys can please do so, please do so. I'll say that I spaced out, seems to be a lot more polite than me. So I'll say it very clearly. Russ, you're physically violent men who lay hands on your wife. And I strongly suspect you've laid hands on I have no doubt you've laid hands on your wife before. To what degree? I don't know. But to a degree that is unacceptable and illegal? Yeah, very likely.
I think it's very fair to say. I think it's very fair to say that he did, when he goes, like he was going to attack a phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, he attacking his wife. Yeah, exactly.
To attack a phone.
That's the crazy thing. Is that, like, imagine there was a guy in front of him. What would he have done to his wife? There's no doubt he would have pushed his wife on the floor. There's no doubt. No doubt he would have thrown the wife to the floor. So let me play this video, because, like, this is, to me, this is the quintessential example of the guy who believes, and he does believe, he's the good guy, when he's not. He is the dangerous guy. Give me just a heartbeat so that you guys can hear it more clearly. Give me one sec. Do I have the headphone area? Yeah, I do. Okay. Let me just attach the headphones, because you guys are always complaining about the sound.
I want to echo what Quacky said in the comments, saying he was comfortable doing that on camera.
Yeah.
But when
Great
it's
point.
off, yeah.
The
All right, here we
yelling,
go.
the yelling, and all of that, that's not the big concern for me.
Agreed.
That's peacocking. But the fact that he wanted to go through his wife, when he actually got physical with her to try to get to the phone, that's where the concern comes in. Because men like that peacock all the time. So him
Yeah.
acting and hooting and hollering during the live, that we see that all the time. It's the fact that he wanted to go through her and she had to literally extend her arm out, push him away. That's different.
It comes down to emotional regulation. Him shouting, I don't care about either. It's the fact that he wasn't able to emotionally regulate to prevent himself from putting hands on his wife. That is terrifying. All right, let me play this. It's 10 minutes. It's worth it. For context, again, I think this is I Spaced Out, who is going up there informing them about what's going on and trying to defend the women. And I want to be clear, his wife, while is a victim in this video of Russ laying hands on her, is also a horrible victim blaming woman. And so you're going to be torn from an empathy standpoint. I stand by the point people can be victims and also horrible people at the same time. So this is a trigger warning, yelling, horrible victim blaming, and then physical violence, at least at one point. Let me play this.
Just
go
for
ahead.
clarity, this one was not me. I was not involved in this live. I got blocked by, I believe, a moderator, or in the struggle for the phone, I was blocked from that live. I didn't drop, and I was still blocked at this live because this happened, I think, a little bit later that same evening. But then since then, I believe I've been unblocked and I could go back in. So, but this wasn't
Got
me.
it. Yeah, okay. I didn't watch this, so I don't even know if this then is entertaining. I thought this was the longer version, but let's go anyway.
And come on a platform like this and do that to somebody public. Why didn't you nip it in the bud? Why didn't you report him to Snapchat? Because he made.
Just as a reminder, why people, first of all, them asking the why question is because the victim's allowed to come out whenever it is they want to, and they don't owe it to anyone. No one's entitled to a victim coming forward, right? But the why part is because of women like this, who's literally, I think this is Amy. Oh, Amy's coming up. I think this is actually one of the women she's talking to. Is it Amy?
It's me that he's
Holy
talking.
shit. So this is literally them talking to Amy, who's one of the people that Nixie did stuff to. And so just for clarity, like, this is direct victim blaming. So ask me to pause at any point.
You think you're doing something complicitly. I mean, oh, man. Message you the proof, and maybe I'll believe you. Wow. Yeah. You're the reason why women don't step forward. Thanks. No, I'm not.
Yeah, my wife has actually been victimized by shit like that.
Right here also.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean you know about grape culture or that you don't practice it.
Uh-huh. Hippie dong stalking. Oh, all right. Oh, Jesus.
They all played out the same because they fucking rehearsed this shit or what?
They
Look
rehearsed
at him
this.
in all in caps. I will be posting this. Oh my gosh. Well, good for you guys.
If they have jobs, they don't deserve
Let
them.
the world see. Yeah.
I was literally just typing that in the
Tell me.
comments.
Tell me, what the fuck actually happened?
Yeah, just need proof.
Somebody sent a Snapchat picture? Somebody took a fucking topless picture and sent it to fucking John Nixon, and John said, pay me $100,000 fucking dollars or I'm gonna post this on social media? What the fuck actually happened?
Yeah,
No
I would
fucking
want to talk
body
to you.
is telling me what the fuck actually happened.
Oh, Alec, you're such a little pussy.
Like, these two deserve each other. They just blocked someone. I think it comes back up. Hang on. What, did I start that? Oh, I started that. All right, hang on. Did I start that? Oh, that's not 10 minutes. Where the hell's the 10-minute one? All right, I'll play the 3-minute one again. Let me go turn that machine off. Give me just 1 minute. Ernesto, entertain people.
I want to make a statement though. There was a longer interaction between she and I and the other woman than that, because that was me basically exiting, and I actually was able to speak with Russ one-on-one last night, and I basically told him, I said, I was comfortable enough to come into that live after we left the other live I was in, because you were going to go be the hero. I said, I thought you were going to be the champion of this. And I said, you weren't. I said, and you failed me. I said, I was accused. I was blamed. You gave John the grace of a phone call. And yet you sat in this live and told everyone how much you adored me. But I got none of that grace from you or your wife or anybody in that live. And he kept apologizing. I didn't accept his apology, but I was at least able to say my piece, because I finally decided last night I am not going to hide away from him, his wife, whomever, because this is my space. It's not just theirs, and I'm not going to be scared anymore. I'm not. And for any of the other women that, if they saw that and were thinking about coming forward, they would have not. That's why on Sunday I went into a live and I sat there. I think we were in the live for 6, 7, 8 hours. I'm not quite sure. And more women came forward. And more women have emailed me as well, saying, this happened to me by John.
And this was on a live that you spoke with him last night?
So last night I went into a Flat Earth live. I heard him in there, and he had made a statement that Jorge called him and Jorge apologized to him. And I sent Jorge a message. I'm like, Jorge, this is what's being said. And Jorge said that was not the case. And I was like, all right, I'm just not going to hover outside the live. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do this thing. And Becca actually went in as well. So she and I both received apologies, but he apologized for the way that I felt, not for his actions or any of that. And then it progressed, saying he apologized for his actions. It's recorded, so I feel much better about saying my piece to him.
You're talking about Jorge, Jorge, the physicist.
Yeah,
or
but
something?
Jorge, Russ made
So
that
he
claim.
went wish-washy again.
No, Jorge did not. Jorge did.
Okay.
Russ was claiming that Jorge
Yes.
went and apologized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but that wasn't the case.
No.
Okay. All right, because I would hate to have been fooled by that. All right, I apologize for that delay. I am desperately trying to get a whole bunch of household chores done at the same time. So apologies for background noise, but I got the 11-minute video here.
Okay.
So I'll set that up to go. But does anyone want to say anything before I do, so I let it go?
I'm gonna just drop down to the chat. I don't need to be up here for that.
Sure. And if people could send this to Russ, because Russ, sweetheart, you said that I would not be able to handle talking to you one-on-one. I seem to be the only one ready and waiting to do so. So if someone could forward this to Russ, I'll just send it again. And I'll just say, still waiting.
I'd like to say something too, if I could, before you start.
Go for it.
I wanted to let Amy know that because of her, and I think a couple other victims of this current situation, I'm really happy that they found the courage to speak out, because it helped me find community. And even though I wasn't a victim of the Nixie situation, I was able to find community and speak out about my own. So I don't know, I'm just happy that they did.
And I just wanted to say, Irish, before you play the video, the other person that is mocked in the very beginning of the footage, Pippi, she's another one of the people who was affected by the person we're talking about, not Russ, but she's one of the other women that was targeted and victimized by Nixie.
His wife is in here, by the way.
What's her wife's name?
Sergeant Major Wifey.
Sergeant Major Wifey, would you be willing to come up and have a one-on-one conversation with me? Since your husband is too much of a chicken shit, it does seem as though you're a lot more used to handling men than he is. I can promise you that there's no chance that I'm going to need a woman to hold me back from trying to attack you. Not all men are like that. It just seems to be your husband.
Damn.
I know it's hard to unlearn very painful patterns, but if you'd like to come up and see what it's like to have a conversation with a person without having anxiety and stress for when it is they may reach out and strike you, I would be also happy to provide that for you, because it appears that your husband is someone who's unable to control the rage and anger that they feel towards victims. So I can't even imagine what it must be like living with him, but I can promise you I won't be acting in any way like he does.
It's probably really scary. Like, I imagine that's really hard on your body. Constantly having like high cortisol levels and like a ongoing stress response.
I'm not paying attention. Is she coming up? Did anyone see her comment or no?
I did not see her comment. If you won't come up, will you say why you won't come up?
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to play this. Before I play it, I'm just going to direct people to what I have in the top right-hand corner. Everyone knows I don't want gifts. Everyone knows I don't do subscriptions. Everyone knows I don't look for money in any way. I don't want Cash App. I don't want PayPal. I don't want any of that stuff, right? Periodically, we do have some people in the community who need a little bit of extra help. One of our friends is named Denny. Denny found out this week that not only is she being evicted, but that in addition to being evicted, her husband is leaving her and taking the dog. Literally found this out this week, and she will have to be out of the house by the end of June. And she has a place to stay for a week or two after that. But other than that first week or two, she will not have a means to be able to sustain herself. And currently, right now, she's looking for any financial support people can provide in order to be able to get her over that hump. So please note the Cash App is not for me. It's not for quote unquote a friend. This is for a woman who's in the community, who's always been very supportive, who's currently going through an incredibly traumatic time. And so to the extent you guys ordinarily gift other creators, to the extent you guys ordinarily sub for other creators, this is where I ask you guys to like direct those kind of things. So if you guys could support that person, it would personally mean a tremendous amount to me. Like it really, really would mean a lot to me. This is a very sweet woman who's been nothing but incredibly supportive of all the Grape Culture lives we do. And to wake up one day and find out in a week and a half, you're going to be homeless and without your husband, who's the only person who's bringing an income in the house, that's a terrifying thing. So whatever you guys can do would mean a lot to me. I'm going to play the 11-minute video.
Hold on, Irish. No,
Sure.
Sergeant Major Wifey doesn't seem to have live access right now because I actually did find her and cannot invite her, and she didn't. Her account is not private, so she may not have live access on that account.
So if you're in here still, if you'd like live access, we can get you live access. Can you just indicate in the comments that you would join if you could, and we can give you an account to come on up.
That's it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play the video. If you all want to keep an eye on whether or not she says she's welcome to come up, here's the 11 to 12-minute video. This is the longer video of what I just played. For context, I believe they're currently talking to Amy. Let me make sure I've got the 12-minute. Yeah. They're currently talking to Amy, and I Spaced Out will probably join. They're going to attack Amy for not speaking out and or providing them evidence on their timeline. So let me play that now so y'all can see.
A fucking victim is gonna do if they have enough fucking balls.
Okay, just to be clear, this person down here, who I've cut off just so we can really focus up here, is also a horrible victim blamer. So that's the person talking right now.
The first thing a fucking victim is gonna do if they have enough fucking balls to get it
Do
out
you
of their
know what
fucking
I
mouth.
do every time some fucking guy DMs me and wants me to send pictures, or he just sends me a picture of himself? I delete it and I block him.
Yeah.
I delete it and I block him.
You don't
Why?
give in.
Who's the one guy who is supposedly dealing with this for like the last year and a half or whatever?
I have no idea.
Eliminated one. I think you nailed it. Lonely women who thought he was flirting with them because he was nice. And then they probably tried to take it further and he was like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. So you got
and they're even going after his little catchphrase, like the pumpkin and the other ones.
See, they're just being. Sorry, Yoshi, I don't know you.
I have to tell you.
And I'm going to interrupt for one moment. The problem I'm having with these people here is that they are claiming to know, the motive of the victims and the story of the victims. And let me be clear, at this point, they're aware there's 18 women. But at this point, they only really know the story of less than a handful, right? And so what I want to point out, because I think it's really important to be fair about these things, right? In certain situations, it could well be what this woman is characterizing. That it is a woman who was lonely and she read the room wrong and he ended up abandoning her, right? She could be factually accurate about what happened. The problem I have is, A, she clearly doesn't know what happened with the couple of women she's talking about because she's not talked to them. And B, she doesn't know what was the actual allegations that they're stating because she hasn't provided a safe space for them to speak up. But C, she has no idea about the other 15 women. And her language, even if she was correct about one specific person, is going to ostracize all the others. And so there's just no possible way in the world that what she's saying here is not harmful. There's just no possible excuse for it. So I'll keep going.
Yeah, if I'm 100% honest, I always thought John was gay. I really did. I swear to God, I always did. I told Kenny that earlier. I'm like, dude, I thought he liked boys.
Yoshi, stop requesting. You're not coming up, okay? Stop. I don't know you. That's great. I'm happy for you. You're from Kansas. I don't know you.
I'm from the U.S.
I honestly don't get, if something terrible was happening, one, this is the most inappropriate way to go about it.
Yes.
Two, you should have gone to the cops. Why are you bringing it to, some sort of, social, trial instead of bringing it to, people who could actually get you stuff?
Russells, do you want to address that one? Because I want to stop as they're making grape culture stating grape culture myths and perpetuating grape culture, and maybe Brussels is taking a nap. But this idea that you have to go report it, the vast majority of people who report go back and report that the reporting experience is nothing but re-victimization and trauma. And a lot of the women who've gone through it. Hey, Mac.
Hey, Mac.
Oh, Mac, you got an echo.
echo. Oh no, hold on.
A lot of the women who have gone through the reporting process are people who will say they'll never go through it again. And so this idea that if you've been schmexually assaulted, the quote unquote proper channel is to go and report it to the police. Well, people who go and report it to the police would disagree. In an ideal world, it would be fantastic, right? But it's not an ideal world. And in all honesty, while I do help people to do that, it's not that I recommend it. I'm just there if they want to be able to do it, but I'm not ever going to say it's going to be a healthy or satisfying process for victims. And then the other part of it is not all sexual assault or violence is illegal. Sexual assault, sexual harassment, sexual violence, not all of it is illegal or is something that someone would prosecute. And in this case, from what I understand, there's no physicality involved. What it is sexual harassment and sexual exploitation. And there's no crime against that. And the only way of holding people accountable is socially. And there's nothing wrong with holding people as socially accountable for their behavior.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they're bringing it to a different social media platform. They're not even bringing it to the social media platform they claim it happened on, which makes absolutely no sense.
Why would you bring it to Snapchat? How could you bring it to
By
Snapchat?
the way, Alec for Truth is recording anyone who's talking about this conversation, just to let you know.
He can record all he wants.
All we're asking for is
I just want to point out, like, this is just like fucking old people who don't know shit. Her argument is that the interactions happened on Snapchat, so her response is make it a social media thing on Snapchat, not on TikTok. Like, I don't know if this is old boomer shit or if this is just a really stupid person.
proof before you hang the guy. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm shocked, surprised.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. I'm really shocked.
Alec for Truth, you might want to find some truth, because what they're spewing in that other live sounds like a whole bunch of fucking bullshit.
Okay, why would a victim talk about it when you're literally calling them liars?
I don't know. I trust you, Shauna, but I also hate to see those women the way they are right now, so I don't really know.
You know, what's weird about the whole situation is before I got in that live, I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. I had to specifically say, I don't know who you're talking about, and you don't have to tell me. And then everybody had to tell me. And still, nobody has fucking said what the fuck actually happened.
Yeah.
Can
You
I
seem
just
like
say
such a
something
safe
quick,
space.
Irish?
Yeah, go
would
for
like
it.
to think
As a veteran, I think it's funny that this woman has to use her husband's military experience to make a name. Says Sergeant Major Wifey. Yeah, that's such a dependa. And all the veterans in the chat know that that's a dependa move. They're like, oh, you know who my husband is? Yeah, so
Oh, I didn't assume this person was actually a real veteran. I assumed that was like paintball tournament shit.
No, because if you look at him in the background, he was probably a sergeant major somewhere in some branch, and she's trying to leech off his status.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what they in the military sector we call that dependa move. Dependopotamus. Just look up Dependopotamus and you guys will laugh. And yeah, see, Ellie's all like, yeah, that's a big dependa in her. So I'm not the only one. I just had to say, yeah, see, everybody's like scrolling Dependopotamus. So yeah, you got some veteran people in here. So yeah, I just had to tell you that was giving me such Dependa energy. So yeah, I'll let you get back at
So
what you're
yeah,
doing.
no, I appreciate it. I will say that the Dependopotamus may be them wearing their husband or wife's identity as their own. I can understand how that's really annoying. I do want to say on the flip side, because I am just very sensitive to this, the burden that spouses of military people carry is tremendous and goes unnoticed. And so like it's not, I just want to also say, like, while this person's like adopting his identity, I have so much empathy for the spouses of military folk because having to move all the time, not being able to hold
Right,
down a
right,
steady
and I
career.
do too. But in the military, in the military world, we all give them a hard time about it because they're like, oh, do you know who my husband is? Or like if they're at the gate and
Yeah,
it's like
that's
an
different.
officer's
Yeah.
wife, I'm like, why are you not saluting me? Do you know who my husband is? And so when I saw that name, I had to come up and just tell you all about that. But I do agree. No, it's not stolen valor because they're just trying to be a dependa. That's what dependas do.
No, I
Uh,
know what you're doing. It's stolen valor by proxy, kind
no,
of, in the sense
it's
that
really it's not. It's not. It's not at all. Oh, she just joined the she just joined the Dependopotamus just joined the live, so that's good. Uh but no, it's not stolen valor at all. It's just that that's what Dependas do. They wear these cute little like fleece jackets in the winter with their husband's rank on it and name and yeah, it's so cringe if you're a veteran and you see that shit. So I'll let you get back
got
after
it.
it.
Appreciate it. So I did forget about this, so I'm going to actually point this out very quickly. For people who are entering, the Cash App in the top left-hand corner is not for me. I don't accept gifts or money or any of that kind of nonsense. Someone in our community, Danny, is having a really hard time. And part of that is the fact that she found out a week ago she's going to be homeless and her husband is leaving her in, I mean, he's already left, but she found out a week and a half ago she was going to be homeless and without her husband. And so the Cash App in the top left hand corner of the sticker is for that. On the right hand side, one of the people that Nixie hurt suggested that I'd show up that helpline number, 211, which is a general helpline number for people who may just want emotional support for what it is they're going through, because the backlash people have gotten from the pro Nixie people is pretty goddamn severe and gross, as you're about to see.
So, Lee,
Yeah, you're right, Kayvon.
I just, it's hard for me to believe that somebody that's an us, and John is an us. There's thems and us's in this world. It's no different than somebody saying Kayvon did this.
so Alec, are we taking? They talked on Snapchat. Okay, show us. Show us.
And what he say on Snapchat? I want to touch your boobies.
So
what the fuck?
So why didn't they block him on Snapchat? Why didn't they report it to Snapchat? That's
So
what I want to know.
what is
And why did
reporting
they
it
let
gonna
it
do?
go for a year and a half, 2 years? And why did they only tell the one guy on TikTok the whole time?
Because apparently only
Yeah,
one
I've
guy
never
is a
even
safe
seen
place.
that guy before. I've never seen that name before.
Mm-hmm.
No, and you guys know me. Can you imagine what the fuck I'm gonna do if John's lying to me? Colorado ain't that fucking far away. I know where he lives.
Nobody's victim blaming.
Nobody's victim.
All right, I want to be super clear. This is a small-dicked man who bigs himself up by talking about how he's going to beat up the bad guy, while he himself is a woman-beating bad guy. The other point is the fact that they're about to say no one's victim blaming, while at the same time saying, why did they move to Snap? Why didn't they report it straight away? Why didn't they block it? I mean, I don't even have to point out the victim blaming. Maybe this woman needs better fucking glasses because it's really clear to anyone else the victim blaming.
But I am not going to accept anybody's story just because they said it.
And I'm furthermore,
And I've
I'm
met a
not-
lot of women who lied about it.
I'm not taking the word of a fucking woman who goes from
You did actually.
vibrating emotionally.
Alec, let me tell you something, Alec. I am a victim of sexual abuse. I was.
I'll say this as clearly as I can. Victims of sexual abuse are not necessarily educated on grape culture. I'll also say this. Gen X, who's in the comments who just came in, you spineless, shriveled dick snail of a man. If you've got the balls to come up and talk, please feel free to do so. I'd be more than happy to embarrass you.
Drugged and raped. So I know what it looks like when people are telling the truth.
No, that doesn't give you an
So
education.
you can
on
take
that.
your victim blaming bullshit and get the fuck up out of my life.
There's two fucking things in this world that a fucking woman does not take lightly. And one of them is being victimized in any situation and making fucking jokes or light of the situation.
Ordinarily, women don't also curse at the victim, but your wife seems to be doing that. So, please tell me these two Neanderthals are not parents.
And I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I've always enjoyed Amy from the comments, but listen to her fucking giggle and make fucking cracks about me
Joking around.
that live
Yeah.
is just too fucking suspicious.
Some people laugh to keep from crying too, so there's that.
Well, my timing sucks.
Well, you know, people laugh to keep from crying, but people who have been victims of these things typically don't get on social media and boo-hoo about it.
Yeah.
And giggle.
Didn't you just boo-hoo
You know
about
how
your
long
own?
it took me to even tell him about my rape? I was with him for 22 years.
Let me be clear, Sergeant Major Wifey. None of us are surprised. It took you 22 years to tell this grapey Gorbachev that you had been sexually assaulted, because no woman would ever feel safe telling that potato of a man what they'd been through. It's not a flex to remind all of us what we already know, that you don't feel safe with your own husband.
Years before I told him.
Yep.
22 years. You know how hard it is to tell those stories?
I do.
It is fucking painful and you relive it. Yeah. They're supposed to speak up immediately to Snapchat. They're not supposed to wait and then gang.
Anybody in the comments, is this just old boomer shit, or is she just really dumb? That she thinks you reported to Snapchat and that's going to take care of it? Can anyone in the comments, what are your thoughts? Is it boomer stupidity or the individual stupidity? Both? Okay, interesting. To the mods, can you guys create polls? And in the polls, can you put in my alt accounts, my 06, my 18, and my 00, and remind people that we'll go there if they try to banana this?
Wait,
yep.
Go ahead. Finish.
I was just going to say, and I'll say again, for folk who are coming in, what is this all about? There's a large creator on TikTok called Professor Nixie. He's got about 750,000 followers. He has been accused by 18, I believe it's over 20 women now, of sexual harassment and intimidation and exploitation. And in response to these women coming out, the women and the men supporting these women have really received some incredibly gross pushback that I've not seen in a lot of other communities. And sort of like the champions or the ugly fathead faces of this pushback has been this billiard ball Gorbachev grapey cunt here named Russ and his wife, in addition to Gen X, who's in the comments where he feels in a safe space, and Baron Rutledge. Those three have been particularly disgusting in response to all of this. And their primary complaints are that the women went to a man that wasn't them, because this guy screams safe space, that the women waited before telling their story because, clearly the community is so open to hearing this kind of stuff, and that the women have not given evidence at that time within 24 hours of the allegations coming out. And without the women asking these useless turnips to do anything. It's not like these people were being asked to block Nixie because Nixie ran from the app. Nixie deleted his account or deactivated it. We all know in 30 days he'll reactivate it. So it's not like these two were being asked to do anything, but still they're shouting from the rooftop, "Why should I believe you? I don't believe you. You don't have evidence."
Up on somebody on TikTok.
Hold on, Irish.
All of you.
I wanted to come up and say, how is it that in the same breath she says it took her forever to talk about what she went through, but that she wants people to come out immediately and talk about what they went through?
They're not sending their brightest here.
In the same breath. That was wild to me.
They're not sending their brightest. And just so people, again, just to reiterate this as well, the Cash App in the top left is not related to this. It's not related to this specific issue. It's related to our friend Denny, who just found out a week ago that her husband's leaving her and she's going to be literally homeless, and she just doesn't have family to be able to rely upon. The phone number on the right is related to people who Nixie has gone after. A couple of the victims asked me to include that for people to be able to call. I personally, I'm not good at that emotional stuff. There's some people on this app who've done some lives to support the victims emotionally. One of those people is named Tobias. Tobias is one of those fucking Mr. Roger, lovely, kind, sweet souls. And that's a great live to go to for any victims who want to be able to share their stories and connect with other victims. This live is not that kind of support space because I know my limits. I'm not good at that. Tobias is exceptional at it. And if someone can
jump in here as well.
If someone can put Tobias's name in the comments or talk with Tracy as well.
Oh, there. Tobias is right there. Just commented.
Yeah, Tobias and talk with Tracy. That's what they do well. They are able to create a safe space where victims feel free to come up, share their story, process the emotions in real time. That's that live. This live is not for that. And so if you're a victim of Nixie and that's what you're looking for, please note that my live is trying to call out the bad people who are trying to hinder the process and try to challenge them and the arguments they're making and shame them to shut the fuck up. Now, with that said, I will say that a couple of the victims have come to me and I've let them into my Discord server. And my Discord server is a very good place for any women who've been victim of sexual harassment, exploitation, intimidation, and stuff. There's so many women in there who've been through very similar things that if anyone wants to join that Discord, that would be a great place where you can get that support. And I'd happily rush you in there. Normally it takes an 8-month process, but we'll get you in there immediately if that's helpful and you think it would help. I hope I've shared everything I can. Tobias is the person here in the box. Y'all should follow her. As for my Discord, if you do need to reach out, it's just my username. All lowercase, Irish and NYC. That's it. All lowercase, Irish and NYC. And to Tobias's popping up, I just want to be clear because we talked about this recently and I started talking to people in the comments about it and I didn't realize people didn't understand that people who go through this type of victimization, they seek support in different ways. And some of those people will run to a person like Tobias, who has the emotional intelligence and maturity to be able to talk to them, have them share their story, make them feel supported, believed, understood. And some victims really need that in a moment like this. Other victims need support in other ways. And other victims need someone like me who helps them feel a little bit more empowered by the fact that I will stand up loudly and call out the people who are attacking them. And people should understand that there's many different ways that victims seek support. One is not better or more important than the other, but it's really important to understand what role each person provides so that people can be directed towards the right person, if that makes sense.
I just want to add, Isabel's also excellent. She's been taking a
Yeah,
lot of that labor as well.
we
Yeah,
we had
Isabel
about a
just
4 hour space tonight in Isabel's live, and Isabel's in the comments. Her @ is Isabel/Restless Gaming. Tonight we had a space where we just held space. It was a women only panel to just be in community with each other. Um, and it was a very nurturing and loving and open space. So if there's another place that people are looking for, Isabel is also a great place to go. And I just wanted to make sure that we had Isabel's name out there as well.
No, I appreciate you doing that. And to my mods, I'm just catching up a little bit. I don't want trolls today. So if there's trolls in the comments, give them one warning and then mute them for the entire live. Don't even be polite about it. Give them one warning and then mute them for the entire live. If there's people who are in there dissenting, who are defending Nixie, let me know and invite them up here because that's who I want to talk to. Go ahead, Ernesto.
If anyone brings up anything negative about Danny, immediately just don't even give them a warning. Just get rid of them.
Yeah, agreed with that.
Well, thank you guys for hosting and standing up against this victim shaming stuff. I'll pop down.
It's deplorable.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Tobias. Cheers. All right, I'm going to keep playing this and play it out.
Half later.
Let me just go
And you
back.
don't think that women can sit around and gang up on something?
Okay.
Hey, Irish, thank you for letting me come up. You guys have a beautiful night. Everyone just remember you're loved, you're beautiful, you're valid, and F your haters. Night.
Yeah, I'm the F your hater side of that. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah. They're supposed to speak up immediately to Snapchat. They're not supposed to wait and then gang up on somebody on TikTok all at the same time. Later. And you don't think that women can sit around and one of them says something, makes an accusation, and a bunch of them are, oh my gosh, me too. Well, that one guy came in here.
My whole about being pissed off in Dean's live was I just listened to a fucking guy tell me that he's known about this for 2 fucking years.
This is centering.
And he let other people get fucking victimized. Oh, is this her? While he kept his fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That's her. Pissed me. And call the guy out. Pick up the fucking phone and call him and go, dude, what the fuck? It's what I just did. Yeah.
Hey, did he answer? Yeah. I can't. I wasn't giggling at all. Okay, well, it sounded like giggling. Yeah, we all heard it.
So the person who said I wasn't giggling at all, that's Amy now speaking. And by the way, someone messaged me, and I just want to point this out real quick. When I referenced my Discord, I did forget to leave out. The vast majority of people in my Discord are women who have been victimized by SA or sexual, harassment, violence, exploitation, or intimidation. It is largely the vast majority of women, which is why it's sort of a safe space. I did forget to add that. So now they're talking to Amy. I'll keep playing.
I was crying. I wasn't giggling. Why would you choose to wait and come on a platform like this and do that to somebody public? Why didn't you nip it in the bud?
I want to be clear. This is the same person who just said a moment ago she waited 22 years to talk about her essay.
Why didn't you report him to Snapchat?
Because he makes you think you're doing something complicitly. I mean,
Oh, man. Message me the proof, and maybe I'll believe you.
wow.
Yeah.
You're the reason why women don't step forward. Thanks.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you really are.
My wife has actually been victimized by shit like that.
Right here also.
Yeah.
I just want to call this out really quickly. When people do that, you need to call them out immediately, pointing out that being a victim of grape doesn't mean you're educated in any way on grape culture. Being a victim of grape doesn't in any way educate you on grape culture. And more importantly, don't let someone weaponize their essay to diminish someone else's or invalidate someone else's. And that may seem grotesque to say that, but these people are weaponizing their essay to invalidate someone else's. And that's fucked up.
Uh-huh. Hippie dong stalking. Oh, all right. Oh, Jesus.
That's her laughing at one of the victims.
They all played out the same because they fucking rehearsed this shit or what?
Look at him, in all in caps. I will be posting this. Oh my gosh. Well, good for you guys. Let the world see. Yeah.
Tell me, what the fuck actually happened?
Yeah, just need proof.
Somebody sent a Snapchat picture? Somebody took a fucking topless picture and sent it to fucking John Nixon, and John said, pay me $100,000 fucking dollars or I'm gonna post this on social media? What the fuck actually happened? No fucking body is telling me what the fuck actually happened.
I want to be super clear. If someone told him facts sufficient for him to give a shit, he would turn around and instead of saying, I'm so sorry for being so loud and angry and silencing women, and instead he would turn around and say, why the fuck didn't you tell me that first?
Or why are you telling me and not the police? Why are you doing it will always be an excuse as to why the victim didn't do more.
Yeah. No self-awareness at all from these knuckleheads as to how they are actively creating a space that no victim would want to enter into. If you were a victim, would you want to enter into that space? No fucking way. And Amy's in there right now.
Alec, you're such a little pussy.
Someone got blocked. And that's it. So that's the end of that clip. And I just want to play the violent clip. And again, for context, just to see if you guys think I'm being fair or unfair. After the live, and I wish I had the live, I don't, where I went in and challenged Russ. I tried to be good faith and just tell him, there were too many folk in there, let's talk one-on-one. I don't want to be unfair or push false allegations, but there was a ton of stupid shit you said, so let's talk one-on-one. And his response, which we would expect from an unhinged baby dick soft-ass excuse for a man, you not having the foresight to vacate the panel and do it right there is your shortcoming. No, your shortcoming is spelling, buddy. I really don't think you quite have the mental fortitude to stand up to me in a one-on-one. Ask around swim champ. Is this a term or a typo? Ask around swim champ. Anyone know, is this a term or a typo?
I've never heard that term, and No, I've never heard. Swim fan or what is it? Swim champ? What does he mean by that?
I don't even know. Ask around, Swim Champ. I will get you upset. And the way I'm always will to do it. I assume he's saying, and the way I'm always willing to do it is something you absolutely do not want your fan base to see. It absolutely will not go the way you think it will. Furthermore, I'm more than a bit suspicious of anyone hosting the trendy subject matter of sexual assault and harassment, which he's referring to as a trendy subject matter, just for views. It's called awareness, you dickhead. I personally feel you surrounding yourself with these women with the worst intentions. My suggestion is F off to somewhere I can't see you and stay there. To which I responded again, mental fortitude. Aren't you the roid head who laid hands on your wife during a public live? That was you, right? I think I can handle you in a debate, especially as it appears you only have experience manhandling women. Could it be you're projecting when you suggest I don't have what it takes to debate you in a live? Because I'm right here ready to debate. Where are you at? To which he responds, did you just suggest or state that I put hands on my wife? I'll say it more clearly because you seem confused. You, Russ, put hands on your wife. Where do you live? I'll come directly to you. No, you won't. You don't have the money and you don't have the balls. Never met anyone from New York that was at all worth an F. I'm from Ireland, so that's not an issue. What are we going to debate? Your intentions pertaining to your sus behavior and inability to... Huh? I don't get it. Kid, you're a fucking news reporter. Sit down. All right, whatever. So, as for my allegation, again, let me just edit this really quickly so that it's full screen. All right, there we go.
Take your time, Swim Champ.
I just love when people like are using insults and it's like, is that an insult? I'm really good at swimming? Like, I'm not really offended by that? All right, let's go.
Just say something, because none of you motherfuckers have the balls to say what the fuck he actually did. Come the fuck up and tell me. You fucking soft-ass fuck.
Saying that to a victim.
You're the reason why fucking men can't be trusted in the goddamn woods on a fucking camping trip. You fucking soft bitch.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with what you just said.
He's upset. Here he is, babe.
The fuck is he gonna add to my fucking life that I don't already know or haven't fucking been through? Do you know what it's like to stand there for a fucking woman and actually beat the living shit out of her spouse because he beat the fuck out of her? I bet the fuck you...
I guarantee you've got firsthand knowledge of beating up the man who beat up a woman, in addition to beating up a woman.
Don't, but I've got an arrest record in the state of Tennessee that proves I will fucking cave somebody's head in if they're mean to a woman. And you're gonna tell me that you've known about this fucking long, and I'm just learning about your fucking name today? Where the fuck have you been?
Can you muzzle your dog for me? Now, what I want to say...
Hey, you eat a fucking dick. You
Bitch,
want, hey,
no.
Hey, no.
No.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Muzzle my
Let me hear it.
dog. Bitch,
Let
you
me-
don't fucking
Let me-
know.
Let me hear it. Let me. Hey,
This fucking world is
hey,
too fucking
hey,
small for
hey,
a soft ass fuck
hey.
like you.
Let me hear him. Stop.
How many women have come out to you, Russ?
Hey, no, you're not talking to Russ. You're talking to me.
That's a woman scared of
How many
triggering the
women
You're gonna
husband.
make
come
these
out to him?
accusations.
No. I'm not making accusations. I'm asking a question.
You answer
How
it.
many women?
You know, stop. You know the fucking number. You tell me.
0? Is it 0? Why don't women
That's
trust
her
you,
pleading
Russ?
with him.
Why did 6 come to me and 0 came to you? Why did 6 ask me to keep this quiet because they were afraid of him and nobody came to you?
Stop it! God damn it! Let me talk. Then go the fuck someplace else. That stupid motherfucker's telling me that women are victimized and they're telling him to be quiet? The lying fucking sack of shit.
What I want want to know is why did all these women just come to you and not go to authorities, not go to Snapchat? They all chose to just come to you, and you kept it to yourself.
Why would anyone go to you?
Didn't help any of them. Not one.
No, he dropped down. He couldn't even stay up here. Couldn't even stay up here and.
Have you ever seen a
defend his
woman
actions?
flee
Can I
her
just interject
house?
for a minute, Irish?
Sure, but let me just say, have you ever seen a woman flee her house to avoid her violent, roid rage tomato of a husband? Go ahead. Amanda?
Yeah, thanks, Irish. Alan didn't drop down. Someone, either a mod or someone on the panel, they blocked him right after that. So
Yeah, he
that's
was in here, he
why
told us that.
he was dropped. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that for context.
No, it's important to like repeat these things because we're telling
Yeah,
the
not
story
everybody
over and
was
over
in
again.
here earlier, so.
And RBG, thank you for reminding people over and over again. Trigger warning. I will say this to the loudmouth tomatoes who've been shouting at these women. Where are you at right now? I'm just confused. I've done a couple of these lives now. Do you just only like shouting in front of your wives because they're used to it? Is there some reason why Baron's lives provide you with a safe space to like do this kind of disgusting stuff? And then why do you engage in
seems like they need
gaslighting
the
by
safe
pretending
space.
we're running? Yeah, because why are you pretending that we're the ones running? I want to talk to any one of you gross ass tomatoes right now. And Russ, I was just talking to you 2 minutes before I started this live, which is why your wife is in here.
Ugh, I want one of them to come up. I want you to cook them.
Oh, no, no, no. Let me be clear. Russ, and to Russ's wife, this is not me denigrating Mac in any way. This is me just highlighting how spineless Russ, Gen X, and Baron is. If any of you losers came up here, I would likely mute myself and I would let Mac cook you.
Mac already cooked Gen X. Gen X was,
No, I want to cook him again. I want to go for like the double deep fry or whatever, you know?
Oh, he was so threatened by me. No, just Gen X, Francis. Not Gen X, Patrick.
So if it makes you safer, the person, you threw your wife on the couch in anger. The person I'm going to throw in front of me to protect me from you is 22-year-old Mac over there. And I'm pretty comfortable you're not going to get through Mac to get to me. You spineless slime slug of a man. You
Is he
wanna
in
be
here?
me.
Russ, come up, you bestie boo. Let's have a chit chat. Oh, I love
Half a minute
talking
left.
to
Previous statement,
incels.
fucking pussy.
Maybe I'm remembering his name wrong. The one that.
Wait, oh no, Russ
And
is
so
here?
this is all just starting to come out now on what did y'all say? It was Snapchat or something?
Russy poo.
I don't know. I heard about
He's real
this
brave
this
putting
morning, but I
lands on
guess
his
it's
wife,
been
but he can't even
evolving
come up
over the
and
last
talk.
48 hours.
He's scared of
That's
a
insane.
22-year-old.
but no
Come
one's
on,
come with like
Russ.
DMs or anything.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why I'm not speaking one way or the other.
Yeah,
Because
right,
I'm not,
right.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
titties
I'm
with
not gonna.
titties. Go fuck
It's
off.
all hearsay.
Nathan Thompson was an idiot who filmed
His wife is too stupid to know what hearsay is. His wife is as useless as he is. It's embarrassing.
himself, so there's no question of what he did.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
right.
Mods, please don't invite people up. Please don't invite people up because we do have people up here who I don't want to be in the box if Russ or his, partner is going to be here. But Russ, since you're in the comments and since you need a safe space to have this conversation, can you explain to people why you're scared to come up to debate a 22-year-old woman on this topic? I'll drop in fact, just preemptively.
Mwahaha.
Oh, I'll happily, yeah.
Answer that one. Yeah, well,
It's about
preemptively.
time my volume is off. How is your volume? Oh, your volume is off, but you can hear it to respond to this one. It is
It's
not a bad
bedtime.
time.
Russ, you soft ass donut of a man. I guarantee you're able to take 10 minutes out in order to have a conversation.
Did
Come
you
on
already
up,
have your
tomato. Come
Did you
on
already
up.
have your warm milk?
Come on, you little bitch boy.
Are you
Come on up.
sleepy?
Didn't you say?
Ugh.
Didn't you literally ask me where I live? Like,
Tomato man, come on up.
weren't you thirsty? Weren't you literally thirsting to get back at me? Here's your opportunity. What's up?
He's in here. Russ, I know people are like trying to cook you right now and like say various things, but I like am genuinely concerned. Have you checked in with your primary care provider recently? I think that you may require ACE inhibitors or some sort of intervention for what might be hypertension.
Why would you give him medical intervention and prevent him from dying sooner?
I just think that he would have a
Fucking dead.
stroke that would leave him an absolute detriment to his wife, personally.
Yeah, but if he died, given the fact that he's former military, his wife will be very well taken care of. It's a
What if
win-win.
he doesn't die and he just becomes like an angry sack of couch, needs his ass wiped log?
I'm a little
Is he already
confused.
that?
What's the change from what he is currently? He's so spineless he can't even stand up and get in the box.
Bro, Ross.
This is a
come up
soft
here.
little
That's
man.
true.
Ross, come up.
He said
Yeah,
it's
Amy.
bedtime.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Ross, come up
but
here.
I'm saying.
Don't be a little child, Russ. Don't be a fucking little tomato child. Strawberry shortcake who? You.
Well,
Don't be a
guys,
bitch.
Crabs looking at
guys,
us.
I apologize for a moment. I'm gonna drop some folk because I'm gonna let Mac do what Mac does. Everyone who's up here, you are all going to be immediately brought back up. But I feel like it's important for this conversation to
Is he gonna come
focus
up?
it. Oh, just give me one moment. I've got something for you. It's a gift, actually. Give me one moment.
Oh, beautiful. The man of the fucking night. Russ.
Wait,
look
hang
at
on.
you.
Russ, if you can manage to hold your temper for a moment, I know that's difficult for you. Let me just put up what we're dealing with while we're having the conversation. There we go. Okay.
Oh, good lord. Okay.
Hi, Russ. How are you doing?
What's up, Russy Poo? How's the bed? How's the bed that you kicked your wife out of?
So you know that fat thing you call a finger? You want to use that to unmute yourself. And everyone in all the mods, I got guest management. I appreciate it. Just give trigger warnings in the comments. Please let the people who Nixie was harming, let them know they should leave now if they don't want to see this. Record this for those who will want to see it. Russ, you know that fat fucking thumb that looks like your head, but it's at the end of your hand? I want you to move that to the unmute button and hit unmute. Do you think you can do that for me? And if not, do you think you can ask your wife to do it without scaring her?
Russ, I'm so excited to hear what you have to say. I'm
I'm so
very
excited to see what you look like in pajamas. Can we see bedtime, Russ? Because you look like you're fucking 2 days old in this picture. You look simultaneously the age of 2 and fucking 80. I've never seen someone look like such a soft baby bitch and an old crinkly man in the same goddamn photo.
Russ, I just invited you to turn your mic on since you need a little help. Maybe he's moving.
Too scared?
Maybe he's moving away from his wife because he knows he can't be in the same room.
Why do I feel it's going to be his wife who talks? Because he needs to have someone else talk on his behalf. Why do I feel like he's too cowardly to actually have the conversation one-on-one?
You might be
Hey,
right.
Baby Dick Russ, you're commenting. Can I ask why you're not unmuting yourself? Can you type that out? Took you 10 minutes to type the last thing, but maybe you can type really quickly. Do you plan to unmute yourself and talk?
Russ, what's it like looking the way that you do? Like, what sort of oppression does that bring you? I'd like to know, if any. because someone with like that type of face just like deserves, deserves the worst in life. I don't know.
You
Like
honestly,
that's a harmful man right there, and I don't even have to like know what you stand for.
look at that fat neck. That bitch doesn't stand for anything. That's not a man who gets exercise. Where's your neck, Russ? Never mind your spine. Where's your neck? It just disappeared. I've never seen, it's not that you don't have a neck, it's that you have a negative neck. Your literal head sits lower into your body as if there's a carve out for your head. I've never seen that. And I love this particular snapshot only because if you look at what you think is the neckline, I like to imagine that as, what would you call it? A gillet? What is that thing under fat people's necks? What is that thing called?
Russ, what's it like hitting your wife?
Drapey neck?
What's that like? I've always been curious to ask like a perpetual wife beater what exactly that's like, how, like, what makes a man, lay hands on a wife or any woman for that matter. I just very curious as to like what that lifestyle is like and what it looks like.
I think that's a good question, but I would add on to it and say, what's it like to beat up women while calling yourself the protector of women? Because the cognitive dissonance required to believe that you're the good guy while you physically abuse your wife on lives, I just need to understand, is it an intelligence issue? Is it a dropped on your head issue? What is it exactly? Because it's impressive. It's impressive. I wish I had the confidence to be as stupid as you, Russ.
Russ, unmute yourself. I know that you're fuming in the background. Is it because you're hitting your wife right now? Is that why we can't hear you? Did you have to get your daily beat in? Is that what it was?
I'll say this is what I enjoy about Mac and I. In any other live, we'd be upset that you haven't unmuted because we wouldn't really know what to say. But we've got lots to say, Russ! We've got no problem talking about you, bashing you, humiliating you, body shaming you, and putting you on blast. And if you just sit up here and do nothing else but listen, that's a good day. I'm good with that. That's a good live from my standpoint.
Russ, come on. What are you doing? Are you like shitting?
How do you distinguish between your head and a piece of shit floating in the toilet, Russ? Is it purely based upon color? Because I'm sure it smells the same. They look pretty similar. They're both worthless and should be flushed down the toilet. Is it only color that prevents you from flushing your own head down the toilet, Russ?
Fucking dead.
Was that too mean? Was that too mean?
It was
Because
definitely something.
this is the guy who asked to fly to me in order to handle me, right? Let's pull it up. Hang on. This is the guy who said, "Did you just suggest or state that I put hands on my wife?"
Yes.
Yes, I declared it as a factual statement. You, Russ, soft-ass, baby-bitched, spineless, useless man,
2-inch dick.
put your tiny little hands, yet oversized, crinkly fingers on your wife. Then you asked, "Where do you live? I'll come directly to you." You don't even look like you can leave the couch without having to take deep breaths, Russ. I highly doubt you're going to book a flight and go anywhere. Never met anyone from New York. Let's just end it there, because I highly doubt you've met anyone from New York. It looks like you live in the middle of Podunk Hillbilly Town.
What is he doing? Are you shitting or are you beating your wife right now, Russ? Genuinely.
Oh, God. Is he beating it to the thought of beating his wife? Is it a double beat?
That's...
It's a beat off? Disturbing.
Yeah, wait, we should mute him from commenting so that way he fucking talks.
Oh, I like that. Oh, Russ, by the way, are you recording this because you think you're getting evidence that you'll use against me in some way? I don't care. Nobody likes me. Nobody likes Mac. We don't care. Record whatever you want. This is what we're good at. We don't care about our reputations. Nobody likes us, Russ. So you can record away, post everything you want. It won't change what people think about us. Because if that's what you're doing, I can direct you to 20 other videos where I've said much worse things than what I'm saying in this live right now, Russ. I can save you the time, sweet cakes.
That part. Yeah, did someone mute him so that way, you know?
Oh,
Russ.
sure. He can keep reporting. To everyone who doesn't know, go look at the poll. Open up the poll. Oh, wrong poll.
will be
Someone
right
put
back.
up someone put up a poll with my other usernames up there. Someone put up a poll with my usernames up there so that we know what the backups are. Let me see if we have it. There we go. But let me add a couple. Hang on. Actually, I'll do the poll. Give me 1 second. So I think that one's good to go. Just in case he's just reporting because he thinks it's going to achieve something. It's adorable. Here are the backups. What I want you to do right now is you're going to follow Mac. Is that clear? Everyone's going to follow Mac. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a screenshot, not right now. I'm going to edit the poll, or to my mods, edit the poll to the one where I added additional accounts. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. So everyone clip on the poll in the top left-hand corner. Take a screenshot of those other accounts, but it's really simple. If this live goes down, just go to the search bar and put in Irish and NYC. Doesn't really matter the other two numbers. You're going to see my live pop up. I've got 20 other accounts. So if this one goes down, we hop to one of the other ones. Simple as that. So again, follow Mac. And
I fixed it.
that's fantastic. That's probably more accurate to what we're looking at. If he's taking a shit right now, he is risking high blood pressure, hypertension in doing so. This is not a man who can engage in any sort of activity whatsoever without risking turning into a tomato and dying from blood pressure issues.
Maybe you're right. You can put your questions in the comments. I don't know what you want to say, but
What questions?
someone said they had 2 questions to ask me, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. Russ, my questions for you are, firstly, how is it you live with yourself, calling yourself the protector of women, when you're the only person I've seen on TikTok that has physically assaulted women? Can you also tell me why is it you believe that your wife is anything other than a vile, grape culture perpetuating, victim blaming, disgusting person? Because I'd be really curious to hear what is your excuse for your deplorable wife's actions. And then maybe, if your wife is willing to join, we can ask a question to both of you slugs at the same time. We can make
Where
it a round
does
robin.
where does this man reside? Because
In the
this dude,
nightmares of most women when they go to sleep at night, Mac.
you're right. Oh my gosh, maybe you're right.
I have a question. Guys, what country do we think that most looks like? Because in some ways, it kind of looks like the state. Well, first of all, hang on. Let me pull up a close-up of this because I don't think I'm wrong here. And by the way, Russ, if you eventually join and you tell me that you've had this as a result of a birth defect, being dropped on your head, or a military accident, I don't give a rat's fucking ass. I'm going to body
Wait, why
shame
does
you
it low
anyway.
key look like Italy, like the bottom part?
Well, if it is Italy, then that would be Sicily. Is that what
And
you're
I was
arguing?
also thinking the UK. Like, I don't know
That
why.
does not look like well, you don't know what the UK looks like. I mean, if you flipped it, I could see how that could be London here. That could be Glasgow, Edinburgh here. and that could be Ireland ever so slightly off center. I could see that. That could be Wales here. Yeah, all right, that's not a bad one. And then I guess that would be Iceland.
Well,
If you
there
were
you
to do it
go.
right.
I'm smarter than you thought.
Yeah, that's actually you were seeing something I wasn't seeing. But can we talk about how, like, am I wrong in thinking that this looks like his squat penis? Like, am I wrong on that? Like, this is his, what is that? There's a word for where the penis is attached to the man's body that becomes a flabby thing. What is that called?
Ew.
Yeah, there's a word. Someone taught me that was a word. That the area, imagine this is north and this is south, that above the man's blankety blank, right here, there's an area, the fupa? Is that what it was? The
No.
pons?
No, that is not.
No, we just learned, not a prolapse Brussels. What the hell? No, there's a, not the frenulum, cat. I'll message you. No, so this is the base of the penis, right? That's the base. Hang on, let me just go to proper picture because this is driving me nuts. Okay, so if I drew a line here and this is the man's body, okay? And this is his probably accurately sized squat penis sticking out.
Ew.
Right here, below his belly, not the taint. What is wrong? Guys, stop guessing Mons. I think it's something weird like Mons. I agree with that. This is north. If someone guessed that this was the taint, what is going on with you? This is north. This is his belly. His butt is down here. Belly here. This is called something. I think it is Mons. It's Mons or Fupa. It's a 4-letter word, right? So in my opinion, this looks like the Mons area, a chubby, gouchy area with a stocky, and by the way, stocky is not an attractive word to use to describe a man's penis, but this definitely just looks like a stocky, stubby. I think stubby is probably the right word.
Why is he not
Stubby
unmuted?
penis. And it kind of looks like your wife castrated you. Right there. That's your testicle. And I'm using the singular because we know like a man like you is not equipped with two. Like, let's be real. You were born special, weren't you? And so this is your wife castrating your one viable testicle, leaving you with a stubby penis. That's what I saw when I first saw it. And this is your last bit of semen. Just before your testicle was removed, this is your wife snipping off your testicle, leaving you with a stocky penis and a weird chubby fubba. And this was your last ejaculation, this sad, small, low sperm count with slow swimmers and weirdly shaped semen falling on your own face.
Fucking dead.
Was I the only one who saw that? I can't be the only one who saw that image.
You were definitely one of the only people that I could have ever imagined to dream up that.
I mean, I don't know what else it could be. Other states, you could see this as being the Florida Panhandle if this was a little bit longer, right? Doesn't the
Ooh,
Florida
I don't
Panhandle
know
go
about
over
that.
like that?
No,
And then that could be Key West.
well, maybe.
It's not perfect, but we're making do here.
Unmute, Father Russ, please. We want to chit chat. I just don't understand why you don't want to talk to a 20-something-year-old little, like, I'm just a girl. Why don't you want to talk to me, Russ? Are you scared? Is your wife like scared? Well, I just want to talk. I'm so
I don't
nice. I'm
I don't
so
want to
nice.
I don't want to talk. I want to keep speculating. What does anyone
No,
else
I
have
want to
any
talk. I want to cook him.
Does anyone else have any other guesses as to what this could be? I
Your
like
mom.
you've been waiting for that one. The fact that you would associate my mom with this billiard ball upsets me to no end.
Womp womp.
My mom, in her old crinkly ass state today, could do better than this bowling ball. Don't dare denigrate my mom, because she's got Riz. Whereas this guy's got Riz on his face, my mom's got Riz's personality.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
He literally looks like he's walking around with the devil's ejaculate on his face. Like, he just looks like the devil was standing over him and let one off and landed it right around here, staining him forever with the devil's birthmark. That's what I see, anyway. If I'm not seeing the fubba and the stocky penis and the castrated testicle and the lonely sperm dying along with his manhood. Trip, 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 trip.
Ew. Oh. Wait,
It,
maybe that's what it is. So Shub just sent a
What
message
is
that might be
that we're
accurate,
achieving
that his wife
here,
doesn't allow
people?
him to
What that
talk to
we're
like any
achieving
other
here,
women.
people?
what'd you say, Charlie?
What a load of bullshit! Do you know who? What is it you're trying to achieve here?
We're
Come
bullying a
on.
Besides,
bad person. Womp womp. We're bullying a bad person, and I don't give a rat's ass if nobody doesn't like it.
Wait.
This man and who he purports to be his wife went around shaming, shouting at, yelling at victims of a larger creator in order to intimidate them into silence. I don't care about body shaming a fucking grapey Gorbachev motherfucker like this when he's doing that, because I need to remind him of the hierarchy. There are us humans, there are the bad humans, there are the snails, there are the slugs, there is the pond scum, and then there's Russ and his wife. And I don't have patience to give empathy to a no-neck, yet conversely, neck-beard wearing motherfucker who's going around bullying victims into silence. So if you don't like me bullying a bully, go to another live. That's the great thing about the world. I believe there's value in bullying asshats like this. You don't? I respect that. Good for you. You're a better person than me. Go to that live.
Russ, well, maybe you should invite your bestie, what's his fucking name? That other one. The other tomato.
Gen X.
Yeah, you should invite your bestie Gen X, and then it can be a 2v2, and it, because I guess you're scared to take on like a 2v1. But I do want to have a chit chat with Gen X. So maybe invite your bestie, and we could do like a little public forum type debate really quick about why you're a disgusting individual.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting a response. Just again, for people who are in here, for context, let me bring you up to speed. There's a creator on the app called Professor Nixie. Professor Nixie has a following of 750,000 people and mainly does his content around the sciences. Professor Nixie was accused of schmexually harassing, soliciting, intimidating, and exploiting multiple women. Those multiple women totaled at the beginning 17, and currently the number is over 20. The issue I have is, oh, Russ, did your fat finger find the unmute button?
Oh, Russie Poo, what's up?
I see you found the unmute button, but you didn't find a spine. Are you still not willing to talk, you goofy ass Gorbachev? Or are you asking your wife for instructions on what you can and cannot say? Should we ask your wife for what your permissions are for this live, Russ? Should we confirm with her what your parameters are for engaging with 22-year-old Mac? Oh, and is there any safe space rules you want us to put in place so that Mac here doesn't hurt you too badly, Russ? None? You think you can take her one-on-one? Because that's real brave. You've indoctrinated your wife to be okay with the physical abuse and emotional abuse that you're happy to dole out to her. Mac hasn't been similarly conditioned. Mac will put you in your place the moment you start to feel entitled or very big. And so I know you're not used to women pushing back. I know you're used to doing the pushing with women. And this will be a new experience for you. And you don't look like a guy who gets out often.
Russ,
so this will be a fun time for you, Russ.
Why do you victim blame, Russ? Why do you, say disgusting things to women and hit your wife?
I yet to see any victim proof yet. You're the ones making a victim.
Chopper, do me a favor, Cupcake. You can come up as soon as Russ grows a spine. Did you hear me? You can come up. I would love to have you join after Russ grows a spine, which means you're right. We may be here for quite some time. Russ, do you think you could maybe ask your wife for a spine, since she did seem to be a little bit braver than you are? Can you borrow a spine?
Russ, you look like a coward.
Do you need me to send you money in order for you to be able to borrow a spine, pay for one,
The
get one on loan?
coward said he was a liar.
All right, let's
You have a
look at
copy?
Russ verbally, emotionally, and physically assault his wife. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, we could definitely
Yeah.
take a look at that.
And just as a reminder, how did we get here? His friend, Professor Nixie, was sexually exploiting, intimidating, coercing, and harassing multiple women on this app. And rather than Russ and his gross wife waiting for evidence to come out, they decided to have a live where they would shame the victims in advance, shout at them, yell at them, and call them names. So to anyone in here who thinks I give a flying fuck about how you feel about me talking about this man, we're not your people. Go to another live. I want to remind this guy and his wife of his place in society. I do also wonder, did that fat fuck just roll over and accidentally join? So here's me reaching out to Russ after he was on a live being unhinged, looking like a tomato from his fucking high blood pressure. I was about as polite as people know me to be. Hey, there were too many folk in that live. Let's go live, talk one-on-one tomorrow. I'll give you a chance to speak your mind freely, so long as you let me, Russ. I don't want to be unfair or push false allegations, but there was also a ton of stupid shit you said. So let's talk one-on-one so folk can hear what both of us have to say. Yes? His response: you not having the foresight to vacate the panel and do it right, there is your shortcoming. I really don't think you quite have the mental fortitude to stand up to me
Is he
one-on-one.
breathing?
Barely, fat fuck. Ask around, swim champ. I will get you upset, and the way I'm always, I guess, willing to do it is something you
Holy shit.
absolutely
Oh,
do
this
not
guy's a
want your
fucking
fan base to
Russy
see.
Poo, you're awake.
It absolutely will not go the way you think it will.
What's it like
That's
hitting
true.
your wife? What's that like? What
Did
does
you
it
wake
feel
up
like?
from your sleep apnea, you fat cunt? Did you
Russy
wake up,
Poo.
Russ?
Oh, girly pop, are you
Or were
okay,
you
Russ?
just talking because you were having nightmares of Mac and I in your dreams? I think he was just having a nightmare. It will
Russ?
absolutely not go the way you think it will. I think he's very true about that.
Please.
Furthermore, I'm more than a bit suspicious of anyone who... Oh, you muted. Your wife muted you
Oh.
like a bitch. You just got muted by your wife,
Wait,
Russ.
Russ, since we know you're awake now, what's it like being a wife beater? Would like to know that one.
I thought that was a shirt. I didn't know that was a real person until today, Mac. I had no idea. So in response to this unhinged mess, I responded and said, mental fortitude, aren't you the roid head who lay hands on his wife during a public live? That was you, right, bro? I think I can handle you in a debate, especially as it appears you only have experience manhandling women. Could it be you're projecting when you suggest I don't have what it takes to debate you in a live? Because I'm right here, buddy, ready to debate. Where you at, bro? To which he responds with the smallest dick energy of all. Did you just suggest or state that I put my hands on my wife? Yeah, you're damn right I did. Guys, follow Mac. Someone put up the poll for my backup accounts because they are reporting. And we're just going to go to another live if this gets taken down. Irish and NYC. I've got 20 other
Oh,
accounts.
he's unmuted.
So as soon as this goes down, just go to your search bar and go Irish and NYC. Or Mac, can you go live?
Yeah, I could.
So Mac will go live. So if it goes down, follow Mac. Russ trying to flex. The only thing you flexed is your fucking ass when you're taking a shit, you unathletic Cherbil. Where do you live? I'll come directly to you. I've seen your wife. You haven't come anywhere in a long time, buddy. Never met anyone from New York that was at all worth a fuck. What are we going to debate? Your intentions pertaining to your sus behavior and inability to create? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Kid, you're a fucking news reporter. Sit down. First of all, being called a news reporter is not an insult. I don't really understand the insult in that. But let's look at Russ being physically, emotionally, and verbally abusive.
Just say something, because none of you motherfuckers have the balls to say
Oh.
what the fuck he actually.
I want to be clear because it's shocking.
I love
In
the
this clip,
disclaimer, educational
Russ is literally
purposes only.
shouting
He's
at one of the
fucking
victims.
Retarded, handicapped.
Literally
fucking
shouting.
monkey, fucking faggot. Can't even
Literally.
count.
Oh, look at
Russy
that. Is Russ trying to
poo.
use words to get me bananaed? That's adorable. Russ.
Russy poo, are you?
Do you think
are
you can use your adult words, Russ? Or do you have to try to get me bananaed? Are you too soft to have a debate with me? Or are you just
No.
trying to run by
Do
getting
you
it
beat your wife,
reported?
Ross? Because it looks like it.
Hey,
In the background.
I was actually in bed. I
Yeah,
was
we're not
actually
surprised you were on your ass.
All right, tomato looking ass.
Yeah. So let me just point out something. You said you wanted to have a one-on-one debate, and there hasn't been anything less than 3 fucking people in here. So you can't even honor your
Would you?
word.
No, no. Hang on, Russ. Would you like me to drop Mac?
Exactly. Second.
Russ, let me stop you right there because I don't like a man who makes excuses, right? Mac is now gone. I want to make sure
What you
before I
need to
bring
understand is that
shut up, bitch. Before I violate your boundaries, is it going to offend you if I bring up a 22-year-old woman? Is that okay with you, Russ? I'm going to take that as consent. I gave you the opportunity to say that you were scared of the 22-year-old woman joining. Now, what I will say is, I will mute myself, Russ, and you can debate Mac. How about that?
no, what you can do is you can take a flying fuck on a rolling donut. That's what you can do. I know what you're
Hang on. Flying fuck on a
hold
rolling
on,
donut.
hold on,
Why would that
hold
be
on,
bad?
hold
Why would that be a
on,
bad
hold
experience?
on, hold
Oh wait,
on.
here's you beating your wife.
Hold on. Yeah, that's me beating my wife. Is that exactly where you want to go with this?
Oh, it's good. No. I want to go to the next clip where your
Okay,
wife
so-
flees the house to avoid you. That's the clip I want to jump to.
My wife didn't flee the house to get away from me. She let the dogs out. You fucking
Really?
half-wit fucking retard.
She kind of seemed to run out of the house to a lot of us.
Yeah, what you don't understand is while you're talking.
What don't I
'cause
understand,
you're
banana
not
breath?
listening, was when I stepped forward to look over her shoulder into the camera. I tripped over 100.
So what happened here, you fat cunt? What happened in this next clip?
Oh. So we
Because you
just
did it
wanna-
twice.
Hold on.
Let's play the volume.
Yeah, okay.
Because
so
you're
let's-
saying you
no,
tripped.
No. Hold on 1 second. You fucking half-wit fuck. No, here's what you need to do. Leave that bullshit. I've seen it all
Stop it.
10,000 fucking times. What you need
Wow,
to
that's weird. Is that your wife shouting at you to stop falling? Let's play that again, shall we? The part where you fell over something, but your wife is shouting at you to stop it?
Stop it! God damn it! Let me talk. Then go the fuck someplace else. That stupid motherfucker's telling
Guys, do not report Russ. Do not report Russ.
According to you, you wanted to
Guys,
ask, how did
quiet for a moment, sweetheart. Everyone in the comments, let me be very clear. Do not report anybody.
If you mute me again,
Russ, one moment. Everybody in here, do not
mute
report
me again,
Russ.
Mute me again, and this is over before it fucking began.
Why?
Mute me again, I fucking dare you.
Sure, how about this? Russ, do me a favor. Do you agree that we want to have this conversation? Yes or no?
You want this fucking attention, and I'm giving it to you.
Okay, so do me a favor. Do you agree that we
here
can
it is.
avoid
Shut
certain
the
words?
Fuck up, you fucking faggot! Shut the fuck up.
Wait, aren't you the guy with a penis on your head and you're calling me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. All right,
So
go
you're
ahead.
into body shaming, and this
Yes.
isn't going to be.
Oh,
a
we're
crowd.
usually into it. We love body shaming.
Russ, you're ugly.
So
You're
the
fucking
point that
bald,
you
you're
were, and by the
fucking-
way, you can't
Look
add
at your
again
eyebrows, bro.
because
Your
there's
eyebrows
this.
are not helping
Hold on.
you. Everything about you is a disgusting.
So we're body shaming.
Man.
We're body shaming.
You are
Listen.
ugly,
Yes, we are body
wanted-
shaming.
If
you are
I wanted,
harmful.
if I
You're a
wanted
wife
to
beater.
hear
You're
a
literally